was just getting them $100 handshakes. I wasn't getting millions of dollars back then. Sonny Smith was only giving me like $100 like a week.
Hey, let me just say this. Tom Crean's in the studio. Tom Crean should have never been fired when he was. What he did in Indiana took them to the depths of despair, all kinds of problems. He comes in, wins Big Ten titles, but I'll never forget the game. One of the greatest I've ever done with Dan Schulman was on December 11th, and it was December 10th, 2011. Indiana playing Kentucky, #1 in the nation, with the great Anthony Davis, AD, Mr. Davis. They had a tremendous team. They won the national title. That's Johnson right there, good athlete. But they win that game at the buzzer of Christian Watford. Unbelievable three.
Yeah.
And Tom Crean was on cloud 9. Tom, you did a great job in Indiana, my man.
Yeah, unforgettable win. 3:20 to go here in the first half. And Kentucky trailing. Let's go back to that moment. Unforgettable.
Here it is.
Indiana.
Kentucky undefeated right now. And there it is, baby. And I thought the roof was going to come off, Charles. I thought the roof was going to come off in Assembly Hall.
You know, when we were talking about this game has not been played, this game should be played every year.
Absolutely.
This game should be played every year. You got to have some grown-ups in the room. Well, first of all, we need some more grown-ups in college sports now, because I always say I would call college sports now the Wild Wild West, but I'd be disrespectful to the Wild Wild West. But yeah, these guys should play every year.
Absolutely.
Period.
Well, they have agreed to 4 years to play every year for the next 4 years, which is a great sign. But they haven't met here at Rupp Arena, these two, since 2010.
Wow.
Indiana and Kentucky.
Well, let me back here.
30-27, the Hoosiers. Aberdeen on the wing. Reno on the bounce. Diabate had a high ankle sprain, missed 3 games. But back in there, they need him badly.
Oh, nice
Finishes on dribble.
Good defensive rotation.
That was a great defensive move right there.
Yeah, good rotation. Diamante gives some physical presence. He was from Alabama, transferred. You know, Charles, I really believe this, and I don't know if you agree with me. I think the greatest free agency exists in college sports. You can go to any team anytime you want. You can get all kinds of money. This one wants to give me more. I mean, there's no contracts. There should be contracts. The stabilities in the game has been way out of whack.
There's no job in the world you get to be a free agent every year except college sports. That tell you how out of whack this thing is. Nobody should be a free agent every year, Dickie V.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more when we return. Break. Would you like to see players have to sign a contract to remain at a school for a couple of years? Dickie, can you start that?
I definitely agree with that. I think that would be a great idea. Some stability. I mean, right now, you looked at the Indiana team, they didn't have 2 points coming back from last year. Every player's a new player. Kentucky's got a load of doors. Charles, I think the lack of stability, really, first of all, it's a challenge to the synapses. Trying to find out about these information, these players, where they came from.
Doing on the drive, got airborne, and a hit.
You know, number one, I'm not opposed to players getting paid. I always want my players to be treated fairly. But Neil, you can't, first of all, we need to come up, I remember last time I heard the word COVID. Some of these guys have been in college for 6 or 7 years. If you're in college for 6 or 7 years, your name better be doctor or somebody. You should not still be playing college basketball after 6 or 7 years. But you should not have the ability to get a better offer every year. That's not fair to any school that you're affiliated with. Because I can't even do that. None of us can do that. Take a better, like, well, Amazon, anybody, or Fox Sports can come and say, well, we're going to give you more money. You get to leave after every year. That's not fair.
So what if you sign a deal, an NIL deal, you come to a university for 2 years, and your head coach leaves after 1?
I like that idea. If the head coach leaves, and the players should
to leave.
Yeah.
But we got to put some guardrails on these sports.
Well, who's running? We have nobody running anything. Nobody making good decisions. I mean, they're asleep at the NCAA office.
Yeah, I have the NCAA. I don't even know what they exactly do right now.
So swing his Williams.
We got guys.
Open look.
We got guys. who played in the G League coming back to college sports now. I don't think that's fair.
Indiana on top by 2. The crowd back to life here at Rupp Arena. And in the paint, Sicily will take the hit with 2:02 to go in the first half. Kentucky 8-1 all time at Rupp Arena against Indiana. This building opened in 1976.
You know, it's the 50th anniversary of the great Indiana team. You mentioned 76. That team was so special, Charles. They had every part of the floor covered by somebody that knew their roles. Quinn Buckner was the unbelievable point guard, tough defensively. Then Bobby Wilkerson was a tremendous defensive player at the second guard spot. Then the scorer and the player of the year, Scott May at the small forward. They had the #1 draft choice in the post, Kent Benson. Then they had Green and Laskowski. That team was special. How special? Their only loss in 2 years to Kentucky.
In the NCAA tournament. Yeah.
92-90. And they played without Scott May. They played 7 minutes in that game. He had a broken arm, tried to play, and wasn't effective.
Dick, you're 86 years old. How do you possibly remember all of that?
I don't know. I love the game, man. I really do. I eat, sleep, and drink. This is the greatest medicine in the world. I told Charles this last night. It's the greatest medicine in the world for me. It's a miracle I'm sitting here with you guys, and I appreciate it so much.
It might get him going.
Yes, a three-pointer by Tucker DeVries.
I told you, Bobby Knight, who is in that conversation with John Wood and guys like that, is the greatest ever, Mike Krzyzewski. And Quinn Buckner, and he's one of my most annoying. He's one of my most annoying friends in my life. I've been stuck with him my whole life. I love him, but he's probably my most annoying friend.
Foul will go the other way. This is DeVries moments ago, and
That's three.
Will this get him rolling?
He's a big-time player, this kid. I don't care what he does here tonight. He's a big-time player.
But the thing I like about him, Dick, he's not, like a lot of times when guys get off to a slow start, they just start taking worse shots.
Yep.
He's being very patient.
Yep.
He's being very patient because he knows I'm going to start making shots at a certain point. A lot of guys, when he's like, okay, I'm not making shots, they start panicking and take worse shots. He's been very patient. That's what I like about his game.
I think it also comes from his father, the coach. His father was unbelievable as a high school coach. He won, I believe, 75 games in a row, state championships back-to-back. It was Appleton, Iowa. He and his dad, they built a basketball court in the backyard that got him the patience. And he waited 20 years to get a head coaching job. He was 20 years an assistant at Creighton. How could they wait?
Here's DeVries again.
That was a bad shot.
Doesn't take many of those. An 11-3 run. This is the biggest lead of the first half for Indiana. This is going to be very interesting to hear this building at halftime if this continues. Only 40 seconds before the break.
They booed like crazy in that game against Gonzaga, but that was a different story. They lost by 35. Coach said, we deserve to be booed.
Shot clock down to 5. Garrison a long one. Can't connect there.
Great hustle.
Great job down on the baseline here by Williams.
I would love to be in the locker room halftime with Coach Pope and the team. I really do.
You know what's interesting, though? They're not playing bad.
I agree.
So I think as a coach, Dick Vermeil, one of my favorite people ever, he says, they asked him second time around why he doesn't yell as much. He said, I realize no matter how much I yell, they're not going to play better. I got to coach better, not yell better. So I think Coach Pope is in a very interesting situation. He's like, guys, they're playing hard. They're not playing well now, but they're playing hard.
Not making shots.
Yeah, so you got to figure out. So now I think he got to, because you just can't yell, but they are playing hard.
Well, I didn't mean yell. You're taking a shot at me because I said that you thought I wanted him to yell.
No, I'm just saying.
I didn't want him to yell.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with yelling now.
Low, trying to operate here with 5 on the shot clock. Williams gets bottled up on the double on the baseline. Got the shot to go on.
That's a great move right there. Great footwork right there, Charles. Great footwork.
Time for a heave here by DeVries. And can't connect at the buzzer, but Indiana has a 7-point lead over Kentucky. They were already restless here in the Commonwealth.
they shoot the three, they're tough to beat.
And to me, if I'm Kentucky, I don't feel good because they haven't made threes and they're still down 7. But they've got to play at a much faster pace. Their half-court offense is just one-on-one and taking a tough shot. They got to find a way. And I think Coach got to say, hey, we're going to push the ball, push the ball, push the ball. That, to me, I would say at halftime if I was coach because, man, our half-court offense is not very good. We're not a very good three-point shooting team anyway. We got to find a way to speed the tempo up.
You know, I think when I look at Kentucky, they don't have that superstar that normally you see they have that could bail the team out. Like, I thought Owen would be that kind of player, but he hasn't been that kind of player. He's a good player, very good player, but not the superstar talent. I mean, Kentucky's had over the years some incredible players.
So superstar talent on that topic. Let's go back to 1983. You were assigned into an Auburn game with a young Charles Barkley, and you had some words of wisdom that really played out over the short term and the long term as well.
The visiting team, Auburn, Charles Barkley, fascinating kid, and I want you to describe him to the viewers before they watch him play here tonight.
Wow, he's a human space shuttle, Fred. He has the body of Wes Unseld and the moves and the electricity of a Dr. J.
So a young Dickie V, by the way.
Wow.
Look at the bounce here in Charles Barkley.
That's over 40 years ago. Man, look at that round mound of rebound. He was the round mound of rebound,
You know,
but no longer. Now he's slim.
I think we should bring those shorts back.
They look good on you, Chuck.
It was sexy.
Okay, that's one word for it.
Well, we are at halftime, and history being made here tonight with these two basketball icons. So far, it's been a blast. Another half to come. 39-32 at the break.